Okay.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of From the Ground Up, real-time issues with real-time solutions for MWBE businesses, sponsored by Queen Strategy Partners. And we are pleased that you've joined us today on behalf of our partner, Nicole Valentine Esquire, Danielle Douglas, and myself, Dr. Stacey N.C. Grant. We appreciate the fact that you've been tuning in, that you've been sharing this broadcast with other businesses who you think can benefit from this information, and also learning as you grow with us through this new climate that we're living in post COVID-19. And of course, all of the racial injustice that's being highlighted in the world. Where do we fit? How do we get our economics right so that we can be a part of solutions? This is the brainchild of us saying, three of us are incredible businesses. We've done amazing work in the marketplace. How about coming together? And it was a mutual friend that brought us together. And we had that conversation, and we were quick to recognize the power in collaboration. So this is about how do we sharpen our saw? How do we increase our market share by working together? And From the Ground Up is our way of giving back and also adding value to the marketplace with the information, the experts that we bring to the table, and moving you into a profitable way that your business is operating post COVID-19. So I'm going to turn it over to my co-host, the beautiful Danielle Douglas, who will tell you a little bit about our show today.
So good morning, everyone. Thank you, Stacey, for that warm introduction. We, as I always say, are excited about today's show. Every week, for those of you who have been with us week in and week out, I always start saying how I'm excited about the show that we're about to bring. Well, today is no exception to that. We have we have coined our resident guest, Dr. Teresa Martin Esquire. She's coming again to bring her expertise to the table. And I guarantee you that by the end of this hour, you're going to walk away with a wealth of information and knowledge. So, what is today's show? It's how to identify new revenue streams to pivot to profit. You know, when Stacey and I first started the show, along with Nicole, one of the first show we did was called Pivoting and Finding Your Vessel, or finding your vessels. And so today is really about thinking about the vessels that you have and how you maximize the existing resources that you have today so that you can not only survive, but you can thrive today as well. And so our guest, Dr. Teresa Martin, she's going to really peel back the onion a little more and kind of really walk through some real world examples. We actually have a guest that will be joining us that we will utilize as a case study. But Dr. Teresa will also be speaking about other real world case studies that can really assist you in thinking about how you can identify new revenue streams. So with that said, I want to introduce Dr. Teresa Martin Esquire again. Dr. Teresa helps her clients create financial legacies using her business acumen as an attorney and a business acceleration and profit optimization specialist. Did you hear that, folks? She's an expert, a specialist in business acceleration and profit optimization. Her unique ability to work in diverse industries and multicultural environments gives her the agility to find unique opportunities for companies. Again, hashtag find unique opportunities for companies to significantly increase their revenue, profits, and market share. We can all use that right now post COVID-19. She has been featured in Money Magazine. She is a contributing author of Six Figure Magazine and is a co-author of Amazon's #1 bestseller, Entrepreneur on Fire, Conversations with Visionary Leaders with Barbara Corcoran, billionaire real estate mogul, and star of the hit ABC show Shark Tank. As the CEO of Generational Wealth Zone LLC, Dr. Teresa is perfectly positioned to help small business owners realize their dream of building a multi-million dollar business. Again, hashtag multi-million dollar business. Have the vision. you can still have that and achieve personal, financial, and professional freedom through her systematic marketing strategies and personal connections with many of the biggest names in the marketing world today. So, again, without further ado, we want to introduce Dr. Teresa Martin, Esquire, and we are excited to hear what she's going to share today with you guys. So, how you doing today, Dr.
I
Teresa?
am super fantastic. I'm just like, I am ready to get started. You're talking about my favorite topic, money, 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 money.
Need some music. I'm gonna start adding some music to the show, buddy. You are our resident expert. I want to say hello to Rolanda. Rolanda, thank you for tuning in. Hey, Patricia, we appreciate you. You said the power of collaboration. Excellent. That's what's here. So before we go any further, I know we share every week that you need to share this out. When I tell you, I promise you, you will bless somebody today if you share this broadcast. Just click the share button. Share it out right now. Let them know that From the Ground Up is live. We're talking about revenue. We're talking about cash flow positive. Dr. Teresa has been here on the show twice in different capacities, talking about what we can do as businesses to be profitable. Because if you're not making money, then you're running a hobby, right? And she's very clear about that. It's straight, no chaser. And what she's about to unveil, I was shocked that she is allowing this to go on From the Ground Up. What she charges for consultations, you all wouldn't be able to afford pre-Rona and in Rona, right? She making a little adjustment. The Lord then touched her spirit so that she can share some of the inside secrets today on really how to do exactly what Danielle just talked about in pivoting to profit. So I can't wait. I'm just gonna bring up the stream. But do you want to say, well, first before we get into that, you want to shout out the little good news that you got some coins from the government?
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to encourage everyone, that second round, third round, wherever we are, if you have not put in for your PPP, deadlines are quickly approaching. I do want to encourage everyone, put it in if you are running your business like a business. So that is one of the things that I do want to shout out with you guys on From the Ground Up. You guys have been talking about this from inception. Bringing on your guest experts, talking about the importance of our women-owned businesses to make sure that we're setting ourselves up. So yes, I am a proud recipient, and I am so super elated because don't let the ESQ fool you. I need some coins too, so it is what it is.
And can I say, Dr. Teresa, just to build upon what you said, PPP, the deadline is today, June 30th for the PPP loan. And the last time we spoke about the PPP, as well as the EIDL loan, we had the sad news that there was no more funds for the EIDL. But guess what? There are funds now for the EIDL loan as well. So just remember, like Dr. Teresa said, PPP, go for it. If you could apply, deadline is today, and there are more funds for the EIDL loan.
Absolutely. So that is good news. And hey, Stephanie, she said, okay, an expensive hobby. Get up your money. Well, here we go. We're about to get in it. Look, I want to go outside and shout. This is going to change the game for some business watching today. Share this out. She does not do this outside of her private clients. She is opening up from the ground up to really go into this model. This will bless your life today. So, Wealth Zone Business Blueprint. She's uncovering the 5-step formula, the disruption, transformation, and reinvention of business. Oh, sookie now. So we're going to get into this. And before we go to the next slide, Dr. Teresa, why did you even come up with this whole system?
The issue that I see so many businesses going through is that about the 80-20 rule, right? So the 80-20 rule for business owners is that 20% of what you do every day generates 80% of your revenue. So if we can just hone in on that 20%, our businesses can grow exponentially. So if I kind of showed the business owners what is entailed in that 20%, and they can get rid of all that other stuff that they have been doing that's not producing them revenue, then they will be able to be successful, sustainable businesses. That's where this model comes from.
So I love it. You have business growth possibilities. Danielle, don't you just love that possibilities? More profit, foundations, more leads, more conversions, more transaction. Hey, hashtag give me some more. All right.
Yes, you know, Stacey, you said possibilities. When you think possibilities, that means infinity. That means potential. That means possibilities, like we said. There's no limit to that. The only limit is what you think is the limit. So if we could shift your mindset today, we're going to leave that to the expert, Dr. Teresa, but we could shift your mindset. Then instead of you thinking, oh my gosh, coronavirus, what am I going to do now? You can see the possibilities of how you can grow your business.
Absolutely.
So we start with the problem that pie chart showed that we just saw in that slide is that too many businesses are fooled into thinking the fastest path to growth is found in the latest social media tactic. The first thing that they do is they go, I got to get on Facebook, I got to get on Instagram, okay? And then they get distracted by all these marketing techniques and things of that sort. And so instead of taking the time for a comprehensive and systematic examination of the core strategic possibilities of their business, which I just showed in that pie chart, they go in without a plan, without a strategy. They're just posting things and then expecting people to hit their website and then purchase something from them. So what I'm going to break down is basically we're going to go through this relatively quickly, and then at the end, I'm going to break everything down in a whole pie chart on what you need to focus on. Okay, so foundations. So the foundation that you need to do before you jump into any strategy into social media or marketing campaign, because social media is marketing. Before we can market, we need that strategy, the strategic plan, the business plan, the marketing plan. We have to create a market dominating position. What does a market dominating position mean? There are so many people out there doing what you're doing, correct? Right? If you are a restaurant, how many restaurants do we have? If you are daycare, how many daycares do we have? The problem that people are facing right now is that they're shopping. They think that their customers are shopping by price. They're not shopping by price. The only reason they're shopping on price is because business owners give them no other value proposition but price. Right? So if you're not separating yourself from the masses, and we hear this all the time, as far as what's your UVP, right? Your unique value proposition. What's your unique selling proposition, which goes hand in hand. That's what I mean by your market dominating position. And then making sure that those systems, your SOPs, your operating procedures, your policies are all in play. I promise you, if I pulled up my screen, I will show you everything from a system from my webinars, a system from my posting, a system from me going out putting in a magazine ad. Everything has a process and a system behind it with a flow chart. Okay, so that's what I mean by setting your business up with systems and policies and procedures, and then growing that trust, expertise, and education. What does that mean? That means if you are trusted, all right, your name is out there. You are actually adding value to people and not trying to sell them. As soon as I see you, you're trying to push your business card in my face. You know, you're trying to get to know who I am. You know, you want to date me before you put a ring on it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, all these things, you're just trying to jump over in there, try to get married. I don't even know your first name. I don't know your parents' names, and you want to get married. Date me first. Nurture me first, right? That's relationship. That's building up that trust. That's building up that expertise. But you have to stay educated. Next slide, Stacey. More leads. Now, every time someone comes into my business, I don't care whether or not you are a startup or whether or not you've been in business for a long time. The one thing that you can do to increase your revenue is to first grow your leads. Who are you talking to? Who is your customer? Who are your customers? You have to create that whole internal lead stream, a lead system. And when you maximize your lead system, then you can move on to the next strategy. Now, what's leads? Referral systems, which I love. I love creating referral systems. Not just saying, okay, you refer somebody and I hit you off a little something, something. You know how we do. I'm just saying, I'll create an actual referral system, okay? A JV alliance system. Your JV partner, someone who has your customers and your clients, but you do something that they don't do, and it's an added value to both of you to get into a partnership or a venture together. Publicity and PR. How about we not go after publicity and PR until we know what we're doing? Okay. How about we work in that foundation stage before we try to get on somebody's show? Okay. And they ask us a question that we can't answer. Okay. So we really need to make sure that we got the foundations first before we start jumping into publicity and PR and direct mail. We know direct mail is about postcards, sending things out. If you don't know who you're talking to, who your actual audience is, how are you going about putting out a Facebook ad? How are you going about sending out a postcard? How do you know it's reaching the right person? Because you haven't taken the time to do research for that. Same thing goes with advertising, digital marketing, and the other strategies that deals with lead generation. Now, once we create that lead system, then we jump into the conversion system. Most people trying to convert me. Remember I talked about, try to marry me before, putting the ring on and all this other kind of stuff. That's what people are doing. You're jumping from the lead straight to conversion. You're trying to convert me to a client. And I want to give a heads up to most people. If you have a website that has call me, free consultation, free strategy session, that's exactly what you're doing. No one's going to call you. No one's going to, get a free consultation or a free strategy session. Why? Because that is synonymous with what you're going to sell me. I'm going to call you.
Hold on. Ain't nobody going to call you if you got a free strategy session on your website. As the kids would say, I'm weak right now.
It's like you put it up there, Dr. Stacy. So one of the things is, the only thing that you're going to attract on your website, okay, and a website is your marketing tool, right? That's what a website does. So if your website is not making you money, you have a wrong website and you're not doing it correctly, okay? So the issue with the website, and I'm just going to talk about this because a lot of people do it. If you have the call me with your phone number, or you have hit here for a free strategy session or consultation session, what that does is it attracts the 1% who are now buyers. I know I need you now, okay? The problem with that is most people, the 99% of the prospects that's out there, they're looking for information. They're trying to see, what do you have, what it takes to help me do what I need to do? Because first, you have to actually interrupt their brain pattern. You have to interrupt them with a headline, because they have a problem that they have that they don't want. Do you solve that? Your subheadline in your website should address the results that they want that they don't have. That's your solution. So if your website doesn't have a strong, powerful headline, which is talking to your prospects' problem that they have that they don't want, and then your subheadline is talking about the results you provide, the results that they want that they don't have, then your website is a flop. Because you're not going to address the people that you want, and you're not going to convert them because you're not talking to them. Okay, that's where the conversion strategy comes in. That's where the drip campaigns and the follow-ups and the scripts and all that. But if you ain't got nobody to talk to, how you gonna do a follow-up strategy? How you following up with somebody that you ain't even talking to? Okay, so that's why I'm saying you're doing things in the reverse order, right? You're doing things out of order.
I always say if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody.
That's right.
It's counterintuitive for business owners. Oftentimes, they don't take it seriously how important it is to understand who their customer is. And they're not intentional about their message. And they just throw something against the wall and see how it's going to stick, their message. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have a message that resonates with a particular market, for the reasons you said, because you understand their problem and you have the solution, then you're not really talking to anybody, and it's not going to resonate, and you're going to get people who are really not being intentional about buying your product or service.
I'm a witness. I thought if you had a pulse and you were in one foot of me, I wasn't trying to listen. Okay, I was so disobedient. I'm like, they don't know what they're talking about. Everybody's my client. And it wasn't until I understood the power in speaking to your avatar, your market, the people you're here to serve, then they heard me, because I was just a noise in the wilderness. Until I understood this, like, this is so valuable. I hope everyone gets it. And it's no shame. Remember, When you come to From the Ground Up, real-time issues and real-time solutions, we're doing it in love, in transparency, and in support. So there's no judgment. If that's you, don't go running high. Don't turn off the broadcast. Keep listening because your deliverance is here. All right, Teresa.
And I always tell people when you're coming into From the Ground Up, you got to come in naked. Now, we on virtual now, so don't take that literally. I mean, we know. But I'm saying you got to come in totally naked. Everything that you thought you knew, just take that off. Take it off. Because when you think you know everything, you come in and you're not really open to different ideas and different things. Because remember, your avatar may not be my avatar, and may not be Dr. Stacy's avatar, might not be Danielle's avatar. You are uniquely positioned to do what you do. And if you in the Christian world, you are uniquely anointed to do the business that you were called to do. Amen. So don't try to go in somebody else's lane when you were not assigned to that lane in the first place. So that's why a lot of people, I love social media for what it offers, but it really is a lot of millionaires out there with zero bank account balances. All right. So we got a whole lot of people out there on social media that's social media millionaires, and they can't even pull out the lint out their pocketbook. Okay. So all I'm saying is be very careful and be very discerning on who you receive your download from. It's very important that you make sure you stay plugged into the source and plugged into the representatives that are plugged into the source. Because one of the things that you will know is that when you get the wrong information from the wrong people, your whole business structure is going to fail because it's not set on the right foundation. So I'm okay. I know this ain't Sunday. This is on Tuesday, but I just wanted to get that to somebody.
Preach it. Look, we about to have offering in a minute. We're the choir. Oh, I can't take it. I told y'all this is going to be good, but we're going to keep it moving.
This is my, the passion project is like when you're talking about more transactions, one of the things is we already talked about leads, right? Because they go in sequence. You have to build your business in a sequential order. Okay. And now we went from leads to then converting those leads into clients. And now that we have those clients, we are going to now create a structure where they're going to create more buying power with us, right? They're going to do more transactions. I say on average, you should try to at least get the life value of your client at least 10 sales or 10 offerings from you per year. One client should equal 10 sales or send 10 products or sales, however you describe it. Some people have product businesses, some people have sale businesses. So whatever that looks like. And you do that through reactivating your former customers. Once they buy from you, what happens? What's your sequence? Do you forget about them because that's a one sale and done? Okay. Are you a one and done type business? Or do you nurture your clients so that they can have a lifetime value with you? That's the most important thing that I can honestly tell you guys on the line. Nurture your clients. It's not a one and done. That's where the referrals come from. That's where potential joint ventures come from. Okay, downselling them. They can't come in and purchase your top line price or products. Okay, but you can downsell them into another transformational product or service that you offer that can still get them the transformation, not the total transformation, but a transformation of what they seek, and making sure that you increase the frequency of purchase. I talk about the hair salons all the time. For every hair salon that's out there, if you allow your customer to leave without booking another appointment or booking the next 3, 4, 5 appointments, shame on you. Now I know we're in coronavirus, so that's a little bit different. But you need to be out there putting on some videos telling me how to lock my twists, lock my locks, and stuff like that, and then telling me to download for $10. You're gonna put me on subscription so you can tell me how to maintain my hair. But y'all ain't heard me. Y'all ain't heard me. So an additional thing that we want to talk about is how you can set your appointments and then get a sales team to help you now drive those more transactions. And then lastly, we're going to talk about the profits, because once you hit the profits, that's what's going to be your end goal. Because getting the revenue, what does it matter if you're making $250,000? Okay, your profit margin is going to be 25%. So you're really only hitting what? If you know that number, $62,500. So making a $250,000 with a 25% profit margin is still only getting you a profit, which you can put in your bank account at 62,000. Okay. Yes.
Can I stop? Can I stop you? I just want to say something in regards to the last slide. Even when you talk about the customer, the CLV, the customer lifetime value, our audience, they need to know they got to reinvest into their customers, and they need to have an understanding of what that is, because that will help them determine their marketing budget and how they're going to assess how much they want to invest into getting a customer. Because going back to profit, they could invest a certain amount to know they're going to yield a certain amount. And so that goes back to this as well, customer lifetime value as well as profits.
Well, that's good. I mean, and that all helps when you're actually going out there, like Dr. Stacy said about, getting that target audience and understanding who you're really talking about. And then in the beginning, thinking that, everyone's your client. Now, you have a product and a service that can help everybody. Maybe that's true. But when we're talking about your avatar, you're specifically speaking to a person. You know where she lives, how she dressed, what she spends her money on, or what he spends his money on, whoever your audience is. But please do not say that everybody. When you say everybody, we know you're a no vice business owner, because no business owner, unless you have an unlimited marketing budget. Now, you might have an unlimited marketing budget, and your target might be everybody. Okay, but for us people who ain't got it all like that, we need to kind of narrow in who we are talking to, so that our marketing dollars can go a longer way to give us the return on the investment that we actually need. So that goes into the profits, right? So how do you increase more profits? You increase your pricing, right? You can only increase your pricing when you have added value to your customers, which is what Danielle mentioned about reinvesting back into that customer, so that you create that lifetime value of that customer, where that's your tribe. They're not going to leave you no matter how. Some people I try to get rid of, they won't go. They won't go. They won't go. I say, I can't help you anymore. You got everything. They won't go. They want to stay stuck, right? And that's not stuck in their business, but stuck on me, right? And that's a good thing to have. Those people are the ones now we need to joint venture together. Right? We need to partner together, because now you went through all the programs, went through everything that I can help you. Now you're earning your 100K or your 250K, because that's the ballpark I play in. That's where you need to actually be. So increase your pricing, but please remember the steps. Please don't be out here charging $2,500 for your coaching package when you ain't coached nobody. You still got zero in your bank account, and you talking about you can help them increase their revenue. You can't increase your own. How about we stop doing that? Okay, we have to now price our products and services based on where we are in our business. Okay, and then we can organically grow from there, when you can grow your testimonies to reflect your price points. Okay, so don't come out the box talking about $2,500 and $5,000 for your coaching package. And now I'm looking at your website and I don't see not one testimonial. I'm asking you certain things you can't answer. That's why the foundation needs to be set right. And then you want to make sure that we talked about the increasing the longevity. We talked about that in the last slide with the more transactions, but the upsell, cross-sell. Once you have a client and they now have what you had to offer, now you might have a bigger product or a bigger transformation that you can get them to. Okay, that might be for coaches. That's your one-on-one. You should not be out there doing one-on-ones and all your time is taking away from the things that you can be doing. That's why most people who have a one-on-one coaching program, that's why the price point reflects that, because you're paying for my expertise and you're also paying for my time, not my other coaches, not anyone like that. You can do that with an upsell, cross-sell strategy. Bundling is my favorite thing. If you have a product or service, bundle it up, and that's how you can increase your pricing with bundling. And lastly, what most people need to start doing is cutting costs. If you cut your costs, like getting an intern instead of hiring someone, that cuts your costs, because now you don't have to have an HR budget as big as you need it to have. Social media, instead of going out hiring a social media manager in the beginning, go to the colleges and get someone in the marketing class that can actually help and work you, and then get a credit for it, and then you get to use their expertise, what they're learning, to help your business grow while you're in the growth phase. So cutting costs with internships and things of that sort helps. So this is what the pie chart looks like. So the pie chart, yes.
Can I stop for a second? Because I want to throw something in there and we talk about for a hot minute. And that is, you brought up an excellent point about your customer. And if you can't do a 25, don't start with a $2,500 package, right? But the other piece of that is knowing who your customer is. Because if your customer respectfully is a Hyundai customer, you can't try to sell them a Rolls Royce. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a certain bracket. So if you know that at some point you want to get to you got to think about that with who your customers are. Because I may have an interest in buying a car, but if I want to buy a Hyundai, I'm a different customer who wants to buy a Rolls Royce. And you have to price your product and service accordingly based on your market and who you're going after as a customer.
That's a actual great point. And I call that the money mountain, right? So for me, I would ask everyone on the line and looking at us or in the replay, if you could get up at 9 o'clock in the morning. But one of the things that I would tell you is, what's your money mountain? I'll ask you, what's your money mountain? And the money mountain is you're building your products and service on that pyramid. But you got the first tier, then you got the middle tier, and then you have that top tier, which is what we're talking about. And that reflects your pricing model, right? Because your bottom tier is your entry level product. And then that middle tier might be, the sweet spot where most people want to be to get that kind of simulated or temporary transformation while they go into the next level. Because if someone comes to you and they say that they don't have any money, I will tell people, one of the things that I do is I sit down and we do a budget audit, right? I do a money audit, and this is not a money audit, for me to pull money out your pocket. It's a money audit so you can see where your money's going. Because most times you just have to reallocate your spending habits in order for you to do what you need to do. So when people tell me they don't have money, I say, you don't have money to invest in this, but you do have money. Let's look at what you spent your money on in the last 3 months. Mm-hmm. And then once we do that,
rewind, you need to come back again, selector. Like, you need to come back again. It's not that you don't have money. You need to reallocate where you're spending money and look at the ways that money could be seeping out that you're not paying attention to, from going to buy the high expensive coffee to the nights out to the other things that are not investing in your business. So just bring that beat back again.
Yeah. And now that you said the coffee thing, I just want to say this one point, Danielle, before you jump in, because I want to let everybody know that my budget includes my latte factor. Okay? So I just want you to know that that's not going anywhere. We all got our prices. And until I, put myself in CA, Caffeine Anonymous, I'm actually going to be in that spot. So I just want to let you know I got my latte factor in my budget. So we ain't going nowhere with the latte.
You're like, let's keep it real.
So it actually is, when you saw the slide before with that whole pie chart, it is actually more complicated. It is more complicated. But we're going to focus strictly right now on the foundations. So your revenue starts there. That starts with the money mountain, creating your products. How about we start with proof of concept first? If you are a startup business, I want you to start looking at your money mountain as a proof of concept. You want to make sure that you have a proof of concept, which means you need 8 paid sales. 8 paid sales is your proof of concept. Once you have 8 paid sales, then you know you have a viable product or service that people will purchase from you. Okay? And then we'll move into, the phase of, the concept. Okay? So now you're making, $1,500 a month, starting there. That's how you're growing. So that's strategy. That's creating your vision, your market dominating position, and things of that sort. So that's really where I want people to start. And you're looking at this pie chart. If you guys, want to talk about questions or whatever, but this is really the foundation that I want everyone to start, growing their revenue from. So if you are a operational business that's been operating for a while and you have income coming in and you're not growing as fast as you want to grow, go back to the foundation stage and let's review your strategy. Let's review your messaging, which is your market dominating position. Let's look at your systems. If you were hospitalized, or you lost your voice, or you couldn't do the things that you currently do every day, could your business still survive? If you have systems, SOPs, and policies in place to hand off to someone to carry on the mission, the vision, the legacy, then yes, you have a sustainable business. Without these things, ladies, I'm letting you know you don't have a business. You are self-employed. And you just traded one crazy boss for another crazy boss.
Hold on, I need to throw something. Wait, I need to throw something. Teresa, hold on. So you just said so much in that one segment. I mean, this show, you better be sharing this out. Folks are coming on. Hey, Vanessa, another one of our wealth experts that is joining. She said it's time to pivot to profits. Hey, Michelle, she needs a replay. Yep, there's a replay, but tell some folks about it. We're going to bring a special guest on to the show. She has jumped into the hot seat. She is a business owner herself. She said, yeah, Dr. Stacy, I would come on from the ground up. And she's been listening in the background. She's shaking her head. She's like, Jesus, what did they set me up for? She's
taking my notes.
So we're going to do some real-time laser coaching in this call today, because this is where Dr. Teresa wants to really drive home foundations. And I'm a witness. There was a point in my business where it was more about me helping the world, and you want to help everybody, and that's lovely and nice. But if you're broke, it don't work. So you have to restructure the things that are necessary. And I'm just going to let Diane Antley introduce herself. Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on and being on the loving hot seat. Like, it's hot, but it's with love. And Dr. Teresa goes gentle with you as we go through just talking through your business, talking about foundations, and how we actually do what our show is speaking of today, pivot to profits. So welcome, Diane.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Dr. Stacy. You know that I love you. We go back a little bit, so almost anything for you. And I do appreciate you giving me the offer and the opportunity to be on the show this morning. Great morning, everybody. My name is Diane Antley. I am a life coach and health practitioner. My company is Anew You Clarified. It's a coaching and consulting firm where we help women who have gone through a divorced Christian women overcome their divorce. We do it in 3 different ways. Number 1, by overcoming. Number 2, by helping them rediscover who they are. And number 3, by helping them rebuild their lives with intention. And I am very excited to be on the show. Actually, Dr. Teresa Martin, I met you back in New York. You and Dr. Stacy and C. Grant were at an event at my church back in Brooklyn, St. Philip's Christian Church. And that is where I met you. You were on fire back then. You are still on fire now. And I'm excited. I am excited.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming on the hot seat like this.
It's a little hot. You can be wiggling because it's a little bit hot.
We're gonna be done. We're gonna be done when you finish. We're gonna cook you up right. We're gonna make sure that you're going out there.
We're Tiffany style. Allow me to move around a little bit.
You're gonna be well done. You're gonna be well done. It's gonna be all good.
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
I just want to jump in right quick because you did say you're a life coach, but who's your target audience?
My target audience is Christian women.
Christian women who?
Christian divorced women.
Okay, and your title is what? Life coach?
I'm a life coach and health practitioner.
Okay, you're a divorce coach is what you are.
Who?
I don't like using the term divorce coach, but we can go into that. But okay.
In your tagline, because the whole thing is you have to change the narrative. So for Christians, the issue of divorce is a big deal. Okay?
Right, but what I do is I help a Christian after they've gone through the divorce. Divorce coaches help them go through that period. I come in after the period.
Change the narrative. You're telling me what it is. I'm telling you what you create. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you create the narrative. So my thing is, relationship coach. Okay, do you help me to get into a relationship? Or do you help me while I'm in my relationship? I'm saying for relationship coaches.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Do they help me get into a relationship or find a relationship? Or do they help me while I'm in my relationship? Or do they help me with, you see what I'm saying? It's your narrative. You say who you help. Okay, so you can say after divorce, life after divorce is your tagline or whatever. The whole concept is you have to, when you say Christian, then that's everybody to me. Christian women, that's still everybody to me. Okay, but when you target down to what is the biggest pain point that they're struggling with, if they're struggling with the after effect of the breakup or the after effect of the divorce and what happens, so then you have to create your tag so they know who you are. You are talking about life, creating the lifestyle after divorce, or I'm still here, or these kinds of things that women are thinking about. Am I worthy? Am I, all these negative connotations that your target audience are thinking about. You have to say that because they may not meet you. But if I go on your website, I need to know you're talking to me. That's what I'm saying. But when you try to be too politically correct, you're talking around in circles. You have to be direct and hit them where it is. I used to tell people I didn't like, talking about finances because finance is not sexy. No one wants to talk to me. They treat me like their financial mistress. They got me in the closet. They talking whispering on the phone. They want nobody to know they're talking to me. There's all kinds of crazy stuff out there. And so for me, I had to change the trajectory of that and talk about wealth. Because in order for us to talk about wealth, we got to deal with the real, which is your finances. So I had to get them where they didn't want to be, which is the uncomfortability level. So you don't have to say the divorce coach in your name, but you do have to say it in your tag. We're not talking about the headline and then the subheadline. Mm-hmm. You have to interrupt their thought pattern, and then you have to give them a solution on what you actually going to give them, for that. So that's what I want you to, trickle down in your spirit, see what it is, and then health. So you can tie in, coming to that healthy place. You have to do a tie-in because you're a health practitioner. So tying in the health, because you don't want to say I'm a life coach and health practitioner. You have to encompass who you are. You give life nuggets in a healthy, for healthy resolutions to the aftermath of whoever you're dealing with, right? And if you deal with more avatars, that's 2 separate landing pages. You can't talk about 2 separate avatars on one page because now you're trying to talk to everybody again. So you may not need a website, you may need landing pages if you have different audiences that you speak with.
And I think let's pause there because as Diane is listening, so is so many other businesses, and understanding it's not always what you want to say, but what the audience need to hear, and being coachable in the readjustment of your mindset on how you're approaching the market so that you can be profitable. So that was powerful right there. But let's keep it moving. You got some more questions?
Yes. And so from a revenue standpoint, what I want you to focus on in a life coaching setup, I don't know how you have your programs and your products. So do you have an actual physical product?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and that physical product is a what?
I have a signature intensive, and I'm working on a signature program.
So a signature intensive is a what? Is that you delivering it?
Yes, I am.
Okay, that's a service.
Yes.
I mean a product. Do you have a product, a physical product, or a digital membership site? Anything that can go passive without you?
The only thing I have is I am a co-author in an anthology, so I do have a book.
Okay. So what I want every service-based business to get and put into play, you need a product. Because as a service-based business, whether you're an attorney, a CPA, a coach, a doctor, a dentist, whatever, you're service-based. If you go down, your business goes down. You can't scale you. So you have to have products. You have to productize your business so that you have things that's going on. Okay, so create a membership site. Okay, you're coaching, so a membership site makes sense. Okay, so you can do that. And then if you have a book, your own book, That could be an ebook, that could be, some type of other book. The co-author book is great to get your name out there. The collaboration, the anthologies are super powerful. I have a few of them myself. But your expertise needs to be written in a book to set you apart from other people who are doing what you do or similar to what you do, because you are uniquely positioned for you. But we got to create that authority base. What makes me want to come to Diane Anthony? What makes me want to hire you on, that you are going to be the results provider for my business? Are you going to be my results coach? Are you going to be that life coach that gets me the transformation that I need to move from marriage to divorce and then after into another relationship? Are you going to do that? I don't want to talk about how you're going to do that, because then you're going to sell me the plane. I just want the destination. Okay, don't sell me the plane. I don't care how we get there. I just want to get there. Okay,
right.
And so that's what most people do. They give you all these features. Ooh, I got this and I got that, and then you can log into the site and you can do all that. I could care less. I don't
need
care.
The end result.
I need the end result. What's my transformation? What's the destination? And that's the most important piece, that we as business owners, you got to understand your clients, your customers, your prospects don't care how they're going to get what they get. They want to know what you're going to give them, and then they want to make sure that you have a guarantee. For me, there's a lot of people, Diane, who do coaching and consulting. One, my authority base is my legal. Okay, I'm an attorney over 20 years in my life. I'm a financial coach. I'm a financial health coach, a certified credit counselor, a certified bankruptcy specialist. I'm a real estate investor, a real estate coach. I run a real estate investor association. So in my space, I am a triple threat. And so that's one of my unique value propositions. But my other proposition is I'm a coach that will give my clients 300% guarantee. Most people don't even give 100% guarantee. That is going to work, that you're going to do whatever. I give a 300% guarantee. So for me, that's my value proposition. I know what I know. I know what I know, and I do it well. I know that I can get the transformation, and I walk in that confidence because I got plenty of people who know what I do, and I have helped them do what they wanted to do and now are profiting from it. You in your business know what you do. Only you know what you do, and you do so well. So you have to now bring that out and make that your value proposition, so that everyone you come in front of within 6 feet of you, because now we're 6 feet, right? 6 feet of you should know exactly what it is that you do. And if you going into Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, well, I downgraded from Starbucks to Dunkin' Donuts, money issues. Okay, so I had to downgrade. That's my downsell. So I'm now at a Dunkin' Donuts, and anybody who goes to Dunkin' Donuts within 6 feet of me will know what it is that I do. Believe it or not, I am a kind of hidden introvert. I know I look like an extrovert, but when I put on my name or I put on a shirt that people look at, it's my end for people to talk to me. Once you talk to me, I got you. Once you talk to me, you all in my space, and I got you. So that's what you have to do. You have to let everyone know in one sentence what you do and how you help people, because you may not help that person, but you may help the person that they know. They're thinking about somebody in their head. So if I ask you what you do and I'm not thinking about who I may know, you didn't do a good job in selling me your value proposition.
That's what I know, Diane.
No, that's good. I'm writing it down.
Everybody that's watching is writing down. She's just throwing the nuggets. It's like the tennis balls are bam, bam. Like I hope everyone's catching it from the ground up. Real-time issues and real-time solutions. Everybody's trying to figure out what to do with their businesses. How can their businesses be profitable? Use the time to restructure. We've talked about this on previous shows, as Danielle mentioned. Really, really am praying that everybody is soaking this in and you take action on it. There's one thing to listen to it, but if you're not coachable and you don't do anything with the information that Dr. Teresa is sharing today, then really shame on you. We're going to love you through it, but shame on you, right? Because you need to take this time and opportunity to produce a different result. Forget about what's happened before. Forget about what didn't go right. We all have a sad story, but wipe your tears and move forward with a new reality, a new narrative. We said that a couple of times on the show. Create your own narrative in collaboration in JVs. That's what Danielle, Nicole, and I are doing. We're part of a joint venture. We've come together, 3 businesses that have had our levels of success, but we knew we could do so much more together. Dr. Teresa and I work together in 3 other platforms where we speak and we train and we work. It's all about collaboration. She's one, as Danielle is, as Nicole is, a part of my Faithpreneur platform. It's a part of how we look at what we can do now to pivot to profit. Period. We need to make money. Like, money makes the world go round. We're not in love with it because all of us on this call, we're faith-based. So we put God first. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil, not money. You need money to survive. God didn't give you talents to hide it. How are you going to fill the vessels? That's why we started. Danielle mentioned that earlier. So in order to do that, we need the knowledge. We need the systems. That whole pie chart is just brilliant. I've seen the best teach it, but nobody breaks it down like Dr. Teresa Martin. She's the best of the best when it comes to really understanding your revenue model, what that looks like. And as Diane said, this has been helpful in just thinking differently about how you approach what you have, because you have everything that you need. It just might not be in the right verticals.
Right. So, and then I know we're getting ready to think. I took some notes. So I'm just gonna tell you what I thought about you as we were talking, Diane.
Sure.
About your money mountain. So
let me turn my paper over. Hold on. I need some space. Wait a minute.
I'm gonna break it down to you, and I'm gonna tell you that, and anybody else who's in the coaching space or whatever, same concept for you. I think that you can plan a 90-day online group coaching program. I think you can do that. You can charge, what you charge, depending on, with what level of transformation you're going to get them to. So let's just say you hit it at 1,000. I wrote this down. So 1,000. If you get 30 people, that's 30,000 right there, right? So you just play with the numbers. You just mess with the numbers. You're on your second tier when you up level them, because they want to get more intense with you from the online. Then you can put them in a 2-day strategic mastermind. That can also be online, but it's a 2-day event. And then for that event, I would say that you would be able to charge them anywhere, maybe let's say 2,000. I don't know, whatever the numbers are. Haven't worked out the numbers for you, but 2,000. And then let's just say you put 10 people in that, because when a strategic masterminds, ladies and gentlemen, if you got some men sneaking on here, you want to make sure that you don't put in a mastermind group more than 12 people. Okay, right. Even Jesus had 12 disciples. Come on now, don't be trying to plug in people. We need to keep this thing small groups. Okay, so 10 people at 2,000 is 20,000. We already just got you 50,000 right there if you do that in a year, right? So then, last but not least, is your top tier. So that would be something that you would put together where they're more intimate with you, either one-on-one or some type of, periodic coaching calls. That can be your circle. That can be whatever you want it to be. And that is when you see people with their $10,000, programs. If you're just starting out, you don't want to start at that number, but let's just say 10,000. And if you put 12 people in there, that's 120,000 right there. Drop the buck, that's 100K. I ain't got no more to say. I ain't got no more to say. So
did she just drop the mic on me?
Again, that's my mic. Okay, that's my mic. Okay. So and that really, ladies on the line, you really want to think like that. That's what I mean by in your foundation stage. You want to make sure that you put your programs and your services in an order that you can get people the fulfillment that they need. They may not have all the money that you are asking for. So what can you give them? Can they download your ebook and get some type of information and transformation? It may not be the whole thing, but it's something. So find out what it is that you need. So my thing is, if you want to make 100K, with my calculator, I ain't got my calculator. Let me use my computer.
You got
So one of the things I'm looking at my calculator here. So if you want to make $100,000 in a year, right? I have that you can now sell a $1,000 product to 100 people. That's your 100K. You can also have $2,500 product to 40 people, and then you can have a $5,000 product to 20 people. That's 100K. It's only numbers. But the whole concept, before you get to somebody purchasing from you, investing in you and with you, you need to add that value. What value do you relate onto your people? I invest into my clients. I want them to be successful. I want them to be my partners. So I have a vested interest, because you ain't gonna be out here talking about Dr. Martin is your coach and you out here ain't making no money. That ain't gonna happen. Okay, so we ain't doing all that. So I tell people, don't say I'm your mentor, don't say I'm your coach. If you ain't worked with me, please don't do that. That is not, complimentary to me. Okay, and I just want to be real. That's not a compliment to me when you out here not making any money, calling me your coach because you was on one of my lectures. Okay, I'm not your coach. I'm not your mentor. You haven't worked with me. So now people say, how much money you made? Oh, I ain't made no money yet, but I've been, working with Dr. Teresa for 2 years. What? That's impossible. My clients start making money in 90 days. What are you talking about? So anyway, I want you to be careful about your inner circles. Dr. Stacy calls it her front row. You don't want people out here flattering you, thinking it's flattery by saying you're their coach or mentor when you have not invested in them, and they, more importantly, haven't invested in you. Okay, I need you to invest and sow the seed into yourself, because I am a business as well. So I love to put people before profits. I give all free information and things of that sort. But when you want me to work with you and you calling me for advice and stuff like that, oh, stop, hold presses. Okay, I'll send you the invoice. Okay, and that's what you need to do, because we're in business to make a profit. If you believe you're anointed for business, you are the manager. God is the CEO. So you have to manage and be a good steward of your business. So if you out there giving free information, and we're guilty of this in the church, okay, not understanding the difference between benevolence and stewardship. Let's get it real. Okay, we need to understand about the difference, and we need to start talking about those financial biblical principles from the Bible and get it right. Okay, just because I'm in a financial ministry, I help you when I'm talking to you at the church in the ministry. But when you call my office, you better understand that you're calling a business, and a God-based business, and I understand how to do what I do, and I'm going to manage my finances and God's business how He has called me to manage it. So please don't call me for free advice. Don't call me for this, because it's an insult to God's business.
Hello,
Amen.
Don't pick my brain.
Amen and amen.
Don't pick my brain, it ain't cotton. Jesus. Okay, all right. We're clearly about to go into overtime because this is so good. I'm so excited. Diane, thank you for being willing to come on. I hope that you were able to receive everything that Dr. Teresa was pouring into you today. Dr. Teresa, you're just thebomb.com. I'm totally biased. My friends are amazing. I don't have to be amazing. I just hang out with the best of the best. Right? That's how this goes. You learn how to build your front row, you're good, because we all are contributing our brilliance. And of course, my co-host Danielle Douglas, love her to the moon and back. And she's going to close us out because we are at the top of the hour. This has been an amazing show. Please share this show out. This show, if you didn't share any of the From the Ground Up series yet, share this one. And we also have our episodes up on YouTube, and we look forward to you investing in yourself for the next level of where your pivot is going to get you your profit. So over to you, Danielle.
So I just want to say again, we appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us this morning. We say it from our heart to your heart that our goal is to have a ministry in the sense of providing you information that you could use to really get you to the next level. We want to continue this conversation. We want to continue this relationship. Stacy, myself, and Nicole, we with intention decided to call it From the Ground Up. Real-time issues with real-time solutions, because we know that our goal is for you is that you just go up, right? That you elevate, that you increase, that you expand, that you grow. That is what we want for you. And so the only way that could happen is that you continue to come hang out with us every Tuesday at 9:00 a.m. to get great information that you can apply immediately so that you can pivot to profit. So we look forward to seeing you next week, same time, to get more great information. See you next week.
Bye-bye.